homeschool must-haves. I have to thank Vanny for hosting this collaboration, and make sure you check out the rest of the videos in the playlist because they're all going to be really, really great. So today we are going to talk about what I consider some must-haves for our homeschool. I don't have to have a homeschool room necessarily. We kind of homeschool all over our house. And so it's a little bit in pieces everywhere. So we have our command center here, and I have this little garland here that I use. It has the clips on it, and I hang things there like our artist of the unit will have there, or our composer for the unit. With those, I say lots and lots and lots of, sorry, my kittens are making a mess. Lots and lots of dry erase markers. All the colors, different shapes and sizes. We use these for everything, from our boards here to, I have small boards for the kids to use. So this is another must. So, small dry erase boards, lots of dry erase markers. I have a list. Magnetiles. These things are absolutely fantastic. I use them to keep my toddler entertained. We use them for building, also Legos, lots of building blocks. They're a must-have. The other must-have for me is dry erase sleeves. And if you haven't found these yet, I will make sure that I put a link in the description. These are wonderful. You don't have to laminate every single thing, every resource that you get. These are great because you can slide your work in, the kids can work on them, and you can wipe them off, you can change things out. I have a packet, I think of it's like 12 or 14, and it was really, really a reasonable price. So dry erase sleeves are going to save you a ton of money, because my other homeschool must-haves is a great printer, and I have an HP Office printer, and it works really great. We print a lot. I print most of our curriculum, all the resources that we use. I even print a lot of books that we get off from like Gutenberg and whatnot, and we print those and put them together ourselves. So a good printer, I suggest using the HP Instant Ink. It keeps track of how much you're using, how much you're printing, and how often they are going to need to send you ink, and then they just send it to you. It is a monthly subscription, but I'll tell you what, it has saved me when I am getting really close to like, how am I going to print this? So HP Ink, a good HP printer or something similar to that. Canon, we also have a Canon that is absolutely fantastic, especially for when I'm doing art studies and printing off artwork from our different artists that we're studying. Canon is wonderful. The other thing I suggest is a good basket or two, whichever will work, for your morning basket material. And I also have another small one, just as my mama morning basket. And I keep my devotional and my Bible and something else to read in there. Right now I'm reading Karen Andriola's Mother Culture, so that is also in my mama morning basket. that basket gets used about 6 a.m. So this basket, when we kick everything off, will start getting used at about 9:30, 10 o'clock a.m. The other thing I cannot live without, good crayons and markers. We don't mince anything around here when it comes to good school supplies and art supplies. So Crayola is normally our go-to for just about everything. Pencils. Now I know I have said in general, all the basic school supplies. You're going to need your basic school supplies. Those are a homeschool must-have. So your paper, your pencils, your pens, things like that, depending on the grade level of your child, you're going to need more or you're going to need less. I don't care who you are. Ticonderoga pencils, big or small. My kids are still using quite a few of these. My 6.5-year-old is starting to transition to regular size pencils. Either way, you cannot beat Ticonderogas at all, period. Best pencil I've ever used. I wish I had them in high school. I need Post-its. I put Post-its, and I have different colors for things. Post-its for just about any note that I need to take or notes that I want to make about curriculum or things that I'm going to not stick with. A planner. You can find a lot of really great ones for free online. You can go as far as getting a teacher's planner. Sometimes I find that getting a teacher's planner, a regular teacher's planner, isn't all that helpful because it'll have like sub information and principal information, and those don't really work for us. So I have found a few really great planners. The Well Planned Gal is a great homeschool planner. And Advance. Fantastic. I actually already have one from Everyday Graces right now, and it's a beautiful Charlotte Mason themed planner that I actually got from her for free. But next year we'll probably make the transition to the In Advance. I'm thinking, because I really, really love those planners. A library card. Get a library card if you don't have one. Homeschooling requires a lot of books. And if you are a Charlotte Mason homeschooler, you need a lot more books than even that. So, unless you're like me and you really enjoy having a home library and it is spreading all over your home, I suggest getting a library card. And we have library cards for a few of our different libraries, but it's great. You can do interlibrary loans. Give them enough time. If you're looking ahead in your curriculum, make lists of books that you don't have that you are going to possibly need or that you would like, and get that to your library, and they are going to do the best that they can to get those for you. So it saves tons and tons of money, and definitely a library card. A computer with internet or a laptop, they're pretty important. I say it's a must-have for me. I, not only between the blogging and this, and I do a lot of record keeping and searching things online. So having a laptop with internet helps us. It's a must-have. Let's see here. I recommend getting a simple binder if you can. If not, I really suggest finding a place that can bind and, print and laminate and bind and do all of those things for you. Especially if you're printing off your own curriculum, you brought digital, things like that, and you don't have the capability of doing that at home, because of time or anything like that, find a good place. I know that there is a homeschooling family that has a homeschool printing, binding, they do all of those things, company, I'll find that out and I will put link to that in the description box. If not, your Office Max, things like that, places like that will be able to do that for you. If you can spare the expense, I'm always going to say a good printer, a binder, and a simple laminator is going to go far for you if you plan on homeschooling for the long run. Ours get a lot of use. And then I don't have to go to the library and pay them to do it when I can buy packages of laminating sheets for just about what I'm paying to laminate at the library. Regular school supplies. Lots of engaging resources. So, by engaging resources, I mean things that can add to your lesson that are going to make that lesson come to life, or manipulatives that your kids are going to be able to handle, to help make learning come alive for them, or to make it a little bit easier to understand. For us, I have a lot of great resources from Mama Makers on Instagram, and I will put a few of their links in the description box for you. They are having bundle sales all the time. And then I keep pine cones and rocks and and seashells, things like that, to keep on hand to help with math, things like that. Resources, though, study units to accompany things, or just lists of books to accompany your study units. We have a lot of really great 3-part cards from different places, different sites for that, and they have made learning fun and engaging for the kids. I think one of the most important things that you need, that it's a must-have for us, is a place to play and observe nature. We are very Charlotte Mason based, so nature is a very big part of our curriculum and of the pedagogy. So, nature. We are really lucky to live out in the country. We have a big yard. We have animals. Our yard is a certified wildlife habitat, and so my kids can go out in our yard, and they have plenty of exposure to nature. But that doesn't mean that we aren't venturing out, and we are going to our parks. We are taking drives to our state parks and our local metro parks. We are doing nature hikes at our reservoir and along the Maumee River here by our house, going fishing, bird watching, different things like that. Good places to observe nature. If your kids are part of nature, they're going to appreciate it so much more. And being out in nature helps them learn better. So I can't emphasize enough, must have a good place to play, blow off steam, get that energy out, and observe nature. Music lessons. Music lessons, I think, they're a must-have for our family. So my kids all can play percussion, the clarinet, the piano, and my daughter is also learning how to play the guitar. We have found we've outsourced that. I do play the clarinet, and the piano, but those my kids don't listen as well. The other thing that I think is a must-have for homeschool is extracurriculars, and this will also help keep people at bay, I guess you could say, with the whole socialization issue. So my kids do 4-H. They are an American Heritage Girls. We do swim team, rec sports, my girls dance. We ride horses. They stay pretty busy. And we also help take care of my great-grandmother twice a week. So they get a very wide exposure of ages and ranges and stages and people, and it's wonderful. So definitely extracurriculars and spend time with other people of various ages and stages in life. It will make your children better people, and you won't even realize you're doing it. One other thing that is an absolute must-have around here is great art supplies. Yes, it causes a mess. But I love seeing my kids' creativity and what they come up with. And sometimes it's just having access to the coloring books. And we have a bucket of crayons, and they go hog wild. We do have an easel. They have access to paints and watercolors. We often work on our watercolor painting in our nature notebooks. And so basic art supplies, you don't have to include all of the glitter. You don't have to do all of those things. That isn't necessary. Basic art supplies. And this might seem kind of silly, but I think a good YouTube list, especially for some of those days where you just need a break, or nobody's really in the mood and you just want to make sure everybody's learning something, a good YouTube list. We have a homeschooling list on YouTube that has the composers, the artists, the Bible verses that we are working on, Kids Learning Tube. There are so many great learning resources to use with your kids on YouTube. I can't emphasize having one enough. Sometimes if it's only for you to be able to have enough sanity to unload and load the dishwasher or flip the laundry to occupy them, even if you are having downtime. So a good YouTube list. And if you have any questions or you have anything that you would like to add to that list, please leave it in the comments. And I am going to leave you on a high note of enjoy your homeschool year. Don't stress about it. You've got this. You've got it better than you ever knew. Good luck.